Hey there, and welcome. So, today we're going to do something a little different. We're not jumping into some heavy technical report. Nope. Instead, I want to tell you a story. It's a story about the future of work, a future where people and AI are, partners. And don't worry, there's no hype here, no fear mongering, just a really clear and I think hopeful look at what could be.
So, I'd like you to come with me on this little journey. The world is changing for sure, but it's not always with some big explosion. Sometimes it's more like a quiet hum, the sound of code, and this invisible intelligence just working right alongside us. Ready? Okay, let's begin our story. Our story starts in a city, not too far in the future. Let's call it tomorrow. And on the outside, it looks just like any city today. You've got coffee shops, busy streets, the glow of office windows at night. But on the inside, something really profound has shifted. Every single person, they now work with a silent partner, an AI. Now, when this change first started happening, it wasn't exactly met with a parade. No, it was met with this deep, quiet fear. The mood in offices everywhere got tense because one single question was echoing in the minds of millions of people. You could almost hear the whispers in the hallways. People would think about it on the long commute home. Is is my job going to be taken by an AI? Am I replaceable? And that was a real, totally human fear, right? This question of where you fit in this brand new world. But you see, fear is only ever the beginning of a good story. Because pretty soon, people started to discover something totally new. Not replacement, but partnership. Let's look at three quick stories that really show how this collaboration changed, well, everything. Our first story is about a doctor. Her name is Maya, and she was brilliant, so dedicated, but she was just drowning in data. Scans, patient histories, lab reports. I mean, she was totally exhausted. The sheer amount of information was just overwhelming. And then her silent partner showed up. And this partnership, wow, it was a total game changer. See, the AI, it wasn't a doctor. It couldn't feel compassion or empathy. That wasn't its job. Its real strength was just raw data analysis. It could zip through thousands of scans in seconds, spotting these tiny little patterns that a human eye might miss. And it would whisper to Maya, hey, look closer here. But it was always Maya, with her years of experience and her deep empathy for her patients, who made the final call. The human brought the wisdom, the AI brought the speed, and together, they saved lives. Next up, let's meet Arjun. He's an engineer, and he's just staring at this incredibly complex, broken system. Before all this, a problem like this, man, it would have taken weeks of guesswork and a ton of stressful meetings. But now, he had a new tool in his toolbox. And right here, we see this really crucial difference between having options and having judgment. The AI's power let it run thousands of simulations in just a few seconds, mapping out all these different ways to fix the system. That was the how. But the AI, it couldn't understand the big picture. The budget, the team skills, the long-term goals. Only Arjun could do that. He was the one who provided the why and made that final critical choice. So work got faster, but it didn't get colder. And our last story is about Lena, an artist who really felt like her world was just crumbling around her. She kept thinking, if an AI can create a picture, then what am I for? She felt completely lost, like her creativity was being threatened by a machine. But then one night, she decided to try something different. She stopped thinking of the AI as a rival and started seeing it as, well, a new kind of tool, like a new kind of paintbrush. Sure, the AI could generate some really cool concepts and handle all the technical stuff, but it was Lena. She was the one who gave the art its soul. She was the one who added the emotion, the purpose, the human story. And the world didn't fall in love with AI's art. They fell in love with Lena's vision, a vision that was brought to life with AI. So, here's the really important point. What happened with Maya and Arjun and Lena, that was happening all across the city of tomorrow. Now, were there some jobs that disappeared? Yeah, of course. But so many more didn't vanish. They just evolved. They changed shape. The AI started handling all the repetitive stuff, and that freed up humans to focus on things like purpose, strategy, and meaning. Work wasn't lost. It was just redefined. Which brings us right to the heart of our mystery here. We started with fear, right? The fear of being replaced. But as people learned how to actually collaborate, they started to realize something. The danger, it was never the machine itself. The real threat was something else entirely. What was it? What was the true danger that was lurking in this new world? What was the one thing that could actually, truly make someone useless? That's it. That was the whole thing. The real threat wasn't artificial intelligence. It was human stagnation. The people who tried to ignore AI, they struggled. The people who were afraid of it, they were frozen in place. But the ones who chose to learn it, to work with it, they were the ones who led the way forward. And this, right here, is the core lesson from the City of Tomorrow. The fight was never man versus machine for your job. No, the real challenge was an internal one. It was the choice to stay relevant, to keep adapting, to never stop learning. And that power, the power of choice, that always, always belonged to the human.
Okay, so let's take this story and boil it down into a clear path forward. The people of tomorrow, they eventually figured out this kind of quiet, unspoken rule for how to really thrive in this new era.
And here's that rule, laid out as simply as I can. We don't try to beat the machine at its own game. It makes no sense. We don't try to be faster or have a better memory. Instead, we lean into what makes us human, our wisdom, our search for meaning, our empathy. We let the AI handle the raw logic and the speed while we provide the direction and the purpose.
This one sentence, it really says it all, doesn't it? The whole narrative of conflict is just wrong. The future isn't a competition. It's a collaboration. The most successful people aren't going to be the ones who fight AI. They're going to be the ones who learn how to partner with it.
So what does this all mean for you, right here, right now? It's really just these 4 simple steps. First, don't try to outcalculate a calculator. It's a losing game. Second, collaborate with it. Third, learn it. Figure out how these tools actually work. And most importantly, number 4, guide it. Use AI to amplify your own unique human intelligence, your own creativity.
So the moral of our little story is, well, it's pretty simple, but it's powerful. Stay curious, stay adaptable, and please walk into whatever comes next with confidence, not with fear. Because that future, it absolutely needs your wisdom, your empathy, and your purpose. You belong there, for sure.